get another start, the second of her career. And then for Iowa State, how about Polk getting a start, the first as a Cyclone?
And if you're the Cyclones, you're excited that Ariana Jackson is back in your starting lineup as well after she missed a few games with injury.
Yeah, we mentioned, and still no Addie Brown, though. That's one of the really big key pieces that they have been missing. Still hoping to get her back this season. But right off the bat, the attack from the Cyclones, and the foul going to go against Arizona.
You mentioned that Addie Brown is out right now. What she does for the Cyclones team, it can't be overstated, but the girl on the free throw line right there, Jada Williams, is the player that really misses Addie Brown out there the most because she's the primary facilitator now. The ball always needs to be in Jada Williams' hand, especially when she's trying to get it down low to Audie Crooks.
Yeah, they've certainly missed Addie Brown, the lower body injury. She's missed the last 5 games and now 6th today, and trying to work her way back. But you see the Cyclones playing a zone at times defensively.
We've seen Iowa State play a lot of zone defense lately. This is a matchup 2-3 zone. They communicate a lot. You see these smart rotations. They execute their zone really well.
Got the shot clock down to 4. Cornfield shot off the back of the iron. Jada Williams coming off that career high, and the turnover. This is what Arizona wants to do. Defense to offense, and they go up 2-1.
Arizona thrives off getting stops on the defensive end and then pushing. They want to score in transition. They don't run many half-court set offenses. They like to play with pace.
Ladwig, one of 3 freshmen for Arizona. Again, only 1 player back from last year's team with Becky Burke in her first season. Had to bring an entirely new team to Arizona as Williams gets fouled. They go against Sudapon, and there you see Becky Burke. Again, first season for her after 3 impressive seasons at Buffalo and a couple of seasons at multiple schools prior. But a lot of change for her, 11 new players to try to bring together.
Yeah, they've got 12 players on the roster, and 11 of them are newcomers at Arizona. You talk about the work that she's put in, though. She's getting her squad to buy into what she wants to do.
Oh, the baseline pass across. That's Jackson with the 3 ball.
Ariana Jackson, a great spacer in this offense for Iowa State. We saw it right there.
Oh, the rattler on the other baseline. That's Tanya they call her T. Welch, the redshirt junior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. One of those transfers. She came in from Memphis. They're going to need multiple players in the scoring, and they're going to have to try to find a way to stop Crooks from getting that deep in the paint.
And how far out Jada Williams was with that entry pass to Audie Crooks. It's because Audie Crooks had space, she had time. Arizona is going to have to really try and push Crooks off the block and make her uncomfortable.
Phil tried to penetrate it in. Sudapon out, long rebound, a second chance for the Wildcats. They could use more of that. Welch, Swarm, gives it inside. Francois, crowd wanted to travel, and finally the whistle, and the turnover sends it the other way. 2-point lead for the Cyclones. 7.5 left, first quarter. Pretty good start for both sides. And good topside D right there from Francois.
And Francois got that steal because of pushing Audie Crooks off the block. That's what I'm talking about, making Crooks uncomfortable. Get her out of the paint, get her out of the lane, and make every entry pass difficult.
Well, and that's exactly what Coach Burke told us today. She said, we have to engage with Audie Crooks. You can't just let her come do whatever she wants to do. You've got to have some contact with her. Oh, losing everybody. Layup is good. Williams with the bucket.
And that's what Jada Williams does best. She's a downhill guard. She likes to get to the rim. She has great ball handling. It's really hard to defend her because she's so shifty with the ball in her hands, but she's also really explosive with her first step.
3 points for Jada Williams and a 3 ball there. Sudapon with the bucket. Sumaya Sudapon, the junior from San Diego, California, former high school teammate with Jada Williams. Up top, Jackson off the rim, no good. Wayne Welch, she's got some hops, gets the rebound, brings it up. And asking the D to try to stop her, she attacks. and she gets fouled.
Jada Williams doing a really good job for Iowa State, just controlling the tempo in this game early. This is what she does best. You see the defender, Cornfield, she gets her on her heels, crosses her over, has a wide open lane, and she finishes at the rim. Jada also does a great job finishing with contact. She didn't have to embrace the contact there, but when she goes to the free throw line, she's executing well. She's getting to the free throw line more than she has in previous years in her career.
To the free throw line, this is Tanuel Welch, the redshirt junior. First free throw up, and she was fouled by Hare, her first, and gets those to go. You can tell that Jada Williams doesn't feel 100%, though, Madison. We were wondering if she was even going to get to play, which is going to be unfortunate. Glad to see her out there, but you can tell not feeling 100% today. She's been having a little illness she's been dealing with.
Yeah, as basketball fans, we just had our fingers crossed all day that we were going to be able to watch Jada Williams. She was not at shoot-around today. She didn't even really go full speed at warm-ups earlier, but good to see her on the court. She will likely be on a minutes restriction, though, because she's not feeling pretty well.
Lisa Williams has checked in, 3 in white for the Cyclones, the redshirt junior. Her game has really been getting better and better, and that's Reese Beatty, the freshman point guard out of Jamestown, Tennessee, getting fouled. Ellen Magat, her first. And there you see Bill Finley, 31st season, and that win on Wednesday, his 300th conference win here with the Cyclones. He's 17th all-time in Division I coaches with 815 total wins. How about 649 trying for 650 here at Iowa State?
Not bad, huh?
That's not bad.
I will say, I say this often, but every time I talk to Bill Finley, I feel like I get smarter. My basketball IQ goes up. I love talking the game with him. Always love the time that he gives us at practice and shoot around.
Yep, I'm with you on that. And some extra effort inside is going to keep it on the Iowa State end. Beatty 1 for 2 from the free throw line. The offensive rebound gives a second chance. Beatty gets it into Williams and will get it back. Curls around, no good. Good hustle from Williams. Right place, right time. Another chance. Oh, and the reverse. Able to lose. Magat, the defender.
If you talk to Iowa State, what Elisa Williams brings is consistency, and we just saw it right there. She was posting up hard, but it all started on the glass. She got the rebound. She's one of the team's best rebounders, so she converted it from the glass to the paint with a strong finish.
Another foul on Magat, her second, but you're right. Williams has really stepped her game up.
Just look how hard she's posting up, reading her defender in the way that she's playing her, the reverse layup. Nice finish right there. Elisa Williams, we can see her in the starting lineup sometimes. She started the game against Oklahoma State last Sunday because they needed extra rebounding. We talk about the absence of Addie Brown. She's a facilitator, she's a scorer, but Addie Brown's also the team's leading rebounder. So Williams, other players are going to have to step up in this game and crash the glass hard.
Sydney Harris works it into Crooks. Crooks loses a D, layup good.
And that's why Audie Crooks is so hard to defend, because if you get behind her and you play behind her, she's going to bury you. She just has that physicality to outwork you. She's so strong there on the block.
And she really is. And when she's that far in, you're most likely either going to foul her or you just have to let her go.
Yeah, good luck. I'm glad I'm not the one down there guarding Audie Crooks.
With you on that. Jada Williams back in, hounded by Cornfield. Double team coming over, but the extra pass, left side, and around, and won't drop though, but the right pass. Very good assist team is Iowa State. Sugabon gets it. Wanted some contact, but she'll take the bucket. I like the game of Sumaya Sugapong, the transfer from UC San Diego.
Yep, she's playing her best basketball this season right now over her last 4 games, averaging almost 16 points per game. She scored 17 in 36 minutes of her last game, and coach just feels like she's had more confidence throughout this season as well.
Remote, or doing a hybrid of both, your workspace matters.
But as a reminder, Arizona is new to the Big 12, so I can't be too surprised to that.
And then they met up way, way back in the dark ages, back in 1989. And both the wins have gone to the Cyclones, as out of the timeout, Sugapong on the drive, and Hare picks up the personal. And that'll be her second personal. So Hare's going to take a seat, and Reese Beatty's going to check back in.
When we were talking to Becky Burke, Arizona's head coach, at shoot-around today, just asking her what she likes most about Sugapon, and she said she's really a three-level scorer. As we just saw, she was attacking, trying to finish at the rim, embracing that contact, but she's also got a great mid-range jumper, and then she can knock it down from three as well. She's not a super explosive guard, but she uses her body to get into the lane and embrace that contact. And Becky Burke telling us she really likes how she's been attacking the rim, especially as of late.
Yeah, her numbers as of late, 3 of the last 4 games, she's had 17 or more points. She's averaging almost 16 a game the last 4, but only 8 on the season as the skip across to Harris, and it works. Crooks is really reading the double team, and that time they make him pay.
Exactly. That was wide open on the skip pass there because Arizona is doubling down on Audie Crooks. I talk about how Crooks is a gravity sucker in the paint, and when you're sucking in, it leaves for a wide open 3. This is what Iowa State wants to do as well. They want to push. They don't push as much as Arizona does. They do like to pull it out and run this pick and roll offense that we're seeing unfold here, but they really thrive off getting stops.
Tough shot. And that's Iowa State's largest lead of the game, now up by 8. And they work it in. Another field goal made. That's number 800 on the career of Audie Crooks. It's hard to keep up with all of the career numbers and records that Audie Crooks is breaking. You have to have your own separate sheet
Seriously.
for her.
You look at our notes, and we just have an Audie Crooks page.
Yep.
86 consecutive games in double figures. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, she's really impressive. Pretty quick first quarter, 2.5 left, and muscling her way up. Sydney Harris with the bucket. Oh, and then almost the steal. The senior out of Edwardsville, Illinois. Cyclones doing it inside and out, though. We saw the 3 from Harris moments ago. Now she works it inside.
And because of the way Audie Crooks wants to spin, she likes to usually spin baseline, but you see Arizona really doing a good job there doubling, but the negative is it leaves open a wide open shooter for Iowa State because they are so concerned on Audie Crooks.
Crooks going to get a breather, and a much-needed 3-ball there. Arizona up top. Sugapong another. They only average about 4 threes a game. That's an area that has dwindled. They do not have Michaela Purdue. She was their leading scorer and their top 3-point shooter as well. She's gone out with a wrist injury, and they're hopeful to get her back, but that really hurt them, Madison.
Yeah, Michaela Purdue, what she was able to do for Arizona early on in the season, averaging 17.1 points per game, the leading scorer, you mentioned it, she's been out since January 6th. She has a wrist injury, and she's out indefinitely, but multiple players have had to step up. Cornfield, Sugapon have had to really embrace more of a scoring role because Purdue is out, and she's an excellent player. You hate to see Purdue go down for Arizona.
We sure do, and it really changes that role as a point guard, too. Cornfield was a scoring point guard, but now she has to be more of a scorer, but also the main assist player, and that's tough.
She absolutely. Cornfield has to be more of a facilitator with Purdue out when you're making up for 17 points per game. But right now, Arizona doing a really good job attacking and reading Iowa State's defense, whether they're in that matchup 2-3 zone like we just saw, or if they're in man-to-man.
They come in 1-6 in Big 12 play, but really you can't just look at their record and look past them as there's a little lefty layup good for Williams. They're a team that's been in so many games and so close, but just have not been able to get over the hump. Kansas, their last game, was a perfect example.
Well, and that speaks to the parity right now in the Big 12 as well. But players are locked in right now for Arizona. Good defense here, just trying to make Williams uncomfortable, but she's so good with that ball in her hand. But Arizona, you mentioned it earlier in the game, they have 11 players who have never played together before. I mean, it's hard to build chemistry, but Becky Burke says they're doing a really good job building that chemistry over time.
Yeah, they have. And this is a group that she said has come in, they work hard, they've never been hanging their heads because they've had some tough games and some adversity. They've really been giving the effort from the start. Williams, her former team, gonna have an and one and go to the line. What an addition she's been, though, for the Cyclones.
When Audie Crooks is on the bench for the Cyclones, you're gonna see Jada Williams attack more and try and embrace that contact and finish at the rim. She's so good with the ball in her hands. You see how explosive her first step is. A little hop and finish strong at the rim. Something to note, while Audie Crooks is on the bench, you're going to see Jada Williams attack more because the lane is more open for her. Iowa State's offensive system, they like to enter the ball from the top of the key instead of traditionally entering it on the wings. That's because of the double team that Audie Crooks always sees. So when Crooks is on the bench, you're going to see Jada Williams and these guards attack more.
Yeah, it's really not typical of what you would normally see. It's a tougher angle, really, for the pass, but it causes other problems as we're under a minute left, first quarter. And the largest lead of the game for Iowa State, up by double figures. Using the screen, super long shot around and won't go. Williams again, fader no good. Cornfield gets the board. And trying to push tempo, and Kitchen had a hustle, knocks it off a Cyclones leg. It'll stay with Arizona. They could use a bucket here to get a little momentum heading into the second quarter, Madison.
They can, and Arizona just needs to continue to push the pace because we talked about it. Iowa State without some of their primary guards. Jada Williams not at 100% today. So if I'm Arizona, I'm pushing the pace, and I'm trying to get the Cyclones tired early.
Shot won't go, though, for Molly Ladwig, getting her third start on the season today. With one more opportunity for Iowa State to extend their lead. And we head into the second. Williams and Cornfield, the two top assist players in the Big 12. And they go into Crooks. Little fader, grazes the iron, no good. But Iowa State will still take an 11-point lead, their largest of the game. So Arizona down by 11 starting this second quarter, but you can tell she wants her team to be more physical. That's exactly what she had told us. They've got to be engaged. They've got to make their presence known out there.
Especially on the defensive end. If you watch any of Becky Burke's teams from the past, they pride themselves on being the more physical team defensively. Cornfield doing a great job there, pressuring the ball, but once again, if you just get around her, you give Audie Crooks any time, she's going to get that pass in. Today at shoot-around, Arizona worked a lot on pressuring the entry passes for Iowa State to make it harder to get inside the paint. We're going to have to see them do this the rest of the game.
8 points for her, 8 for Williams. They're leading the way, but it's been a balanced attack so far from Iowa State, which makes it even more difficult to defend if you're Arizona. Nora Francois guarded by Crooks. The kick out. Ladwig shot so close, but that one grazing the iron again and out.
You mentioned it. It has been a balanced attack for the Cyclones offensively. Right now, they're outworking Arizona in the paint 18-4. Arizona's going to have to find an answer. But once again, that's what makes the Cyclones so hard to defend, because if you throw it down low, it creates the spacing in the offense, and the open shooter, they're knocking down a three. Iowa State wants to get more threes up than they have been lately. They're traditionally a really good three-point shooting team. And you can tell that's been the point of emphasis here to start the second quarter.
You're right about that. They average about 8 per game. And they have their largest lead. They've continued to add to it to start this second quarter as the attack there, and a nice aggressive move from Welch. Shoulder to the line.
That's what you got to do if you're Arizona. Just keep attacking. Try to get Iowa State in foul trouble. Try to get Audie Crooks in foul trouble. Make her defend. You mentioned it. Becky Burke telling us in shoot-around today they want to engage with Audie Crooks early, and they did that, and now Crooks is going to have to go sit down.
And it's a good move by Welch in particular because she's a longer guard for Arizona. Some of the smaller guards, Coach Burke said, look, I want them to look for their mid-range jumpers as opposed to trying to attack the length of Crooks on the interior. But this is a good move by Welch.
And not only that, Welch is also the team's best rebounder.
Yeah.
And you see her size out there. She's just feisty. She's fast. She's going to sprint the court the entire game. And because of that, she brings a lot of leadership that this Arizona team needs as well.
You're right about that. Cameron Kitchen, sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina, transferred in from Virginia, as Welch will get a breather. But you're right, Welch has been a really nice bright spot for the Wildcats. Williams almost a double dribble, hounding defense. Williams with Kitchen all over. Oh, and there's good help D on the interior. Cornfield with the steal.
Good help defense and good ball pressure right there from Kitchen as well.
Hesitation gets it swatted, but fouled prior. And it'll be the first on Reese Beatty.
Because the Wildcats are new with playing with each other, transition is the name of the game for them, because anyone can play transition. Get out and run and find your teammates. And they're doing that really well, especially in Big 12 play. They want to push the pace. They want to draw contact. We're seeing that with Cornfield going to the line.
Scrappy team for Coach Burke, and she said, we want to play fast. She said their defense has been solid. Again, so many new players learning her system, and said she was 4 weeks late kind of getting into kind of putting her team together, hired back in April.
Not only just putting players together and a roster together, but getting a coaching staff put together as well.
Don't forget about her surrounding
I think
staff.
she's done a pretty good job.
I think she has also. Dish down side. That was Beatty with the assist.
Beatty is another great facilitator for the Cyclones. Good job just dishing it low. Spacing in the Cyclones offense right now has been huge. Coming up with this stop, and now you can see Iowa State just wanting to immediately attack.
And help defense, Elisa Williams. That was her with the bucket at the other end. And now second personal called on Cornfield. She was a little too aggressive that time on Jada Williams.
And something that we have noticed with Iowa State's guard, Addie Brown, on the bench with an injury is notice how Cornfield is immediately picking up Jada Williams, a foul there. But the Cyclones have been pressed coast to coast with Addie Brown on the bench. This is just too easy right now for Addie Crooks.
Yeah, there aren't many teams that have had an answer for Crooks. Again, 86 games in a row, and now let's just make it 87 games in a row. She has 10 points, and she has hit double figures, but struggled a little bit. You had the Oklahoma State game, and they caused her some problems. It took everything she could to get her 15 points as the finger rolls good from Cornfield.
And the reason Oklahoma State was able to limit and silence Iowa State was because they really had all 5 players honed in on Addie Crooks when she had the ball. But look, you double her, you triple her, and then you have a player wide open on the perimeter. And right now, Iowa State shooting 50% from 3. This is just a hard matchup for Arizona.
And a tough break for the Cyclones there, but a nice job by Arizona standing their ground. They draw the offensive foul.
Addie Crooks just such a matchup issue because of her ability to play. You take a look at her numbers. We mentioned it. She leads Division I in scoring at almost 27 points per game. She's had 10 or more points in 85 straight games, 86 games where she scored in double figures. I mean, can't get much better than that.
Oh, and impressive numbers, already double digits in this one, and we've still got 6.5 left in the first half. Right, a low, Crooks down on Magat. Oh, and Crooks got clocked in the head. Magat doesn't stop, though. The bucket is good. Foul before the shot. It's going to go against Cornfield, and that's going to be her third. That is going to be tough to take for the Wildcats. I think Coach has to go to her bench.
It looks like she's walking down that way right now, Coach Burke is, but looks to be leaving Cornfield in. That's what I talked about at the beginning of the game. If you have to go to your bench and you're Arizona, there's a significant drop-off when it comes to replacing Cornfield. You need Cornfield on the court, not only as a facilitator, but especially as a defender.
Now the foul on Magat, that's her third on the interior. Yeah, Sugapong's going to come in, though, Madison, and that's a tough one for the Wildcats.
We heard Coach Burke when we listened into the huddle talk about Iowa State's physicality. Yes, Iowa State playing really physical right now. Arizona needs to match that, but they need to match it without fouling by playing good defense and getting stops like that.
Brooks loses the dribble, and there's Ladwig picking it up. So, needs a bucket. Using the screen, Cameron Kitchen with the bucket.
Cameron Kitchen knows how to score. She had 16 points in her last game. She's really a spark off the bench. She really likes that three-point shot. The coach has challenged Kitchen to be more aggressive defensively. She said, yeah, she could go out and score 30 every night, but we need her to be aggressive. Once again, that's hard to stop. Addie Crooks has great footwork down on the paint as well, something we don't talk about enough, and that's why she got that reverse layup there.
Starts a 6-0 Arizona run. A much needed run for Arizona. Foul on Crooks, that's going to be her second. You're right. Incredible footwork, great hands. Can't say enough about all that Crooks does. And what a matchup nightmare she is for most teams.
Her footwork, her poise on the block, but you mentioned her being a matchup nightmare. It's because if you play behind her, she's just going to bury you. And she can spin over either shoulder. She can spin baseline. She can spin to the middle as well. But if you play in front of her, well, then teams can just, or her guards can just lob it over, and defenses don't know what to do.
Breather, see her numbers for today, but yeah, a couple of assists as well. And reading that perfectly from the get-go. Jackson, push by the Cyclones. Oh, defense to offense.
It's hard to stop that. Jada Williams, when she is in rhythm, she has a great three-point shot.
Beautiful look. And you'll love to see the reward after the hustle play defensively. Just under 5 minutes left, first half. And the largest lead continues for Iowa State.
The Cyclones doing a great job in the first.
Create social content out of thin air, like this one.
Walton Goggins goggle glasses are great gifts.
Arizona right now just doesn't have an answer for the paint for Iowa State. Getting outworked in the paint 24-8. It's their guards like Jada Williams attacking, finishing at the rim. Multiple players posting up. Look how hard Audie Crooks post up here. That is Audie Crooks' signature move. She loves to spin baseline. She can finish over either shoulder. Right now, Iowa State just completely dominating the paint. The problem also for Arizona is the Cyclones are hot from the three-point line as well. On the game, 57%, but in this quarter, 67% for three.
Yeah, inside, outside, it's all been clicking for the Cyclones as Williams adds to her totals now with 13. She's been getting it done inside and out.
And we thought she was sick.
We thought she was
looking sick,
You know
Krista.
how that is. You
I don't play like that when I was sick.
You dig deeper, don't you? Don't you get a different focus?
I guess she does.
Apparently not.
Especially when you're going up against your former squad.
That's
to
right.
a place where you played 2 years.
So another foul on Arizona. Magat's picking up her fourth. She'll take a seat.
Just look at Jada Williams' ball handling, though. The way she's able to control the ball and get whatever she wants because she stays low. She uses her body to protect herself. And she has such a great, strong finish at the rim because of that extension she uses as well.
Foul troubles for Arizona. Magat with 4-3 for Cornfield, their starting point guard, so she's had to take a seat. And we see Mireya Jurado for the first time, number 8 in navy blue. But the interior was there again for the Cyclones, now their largest lead of 19. Cats have had to go to their bench. Good job using the screen there, though. Sukapong with another.
Sukapong really needs to get going in this game. She's doing a good job offensively with 10 points. She needs to keep attacking and just trying to create more offense for her team. The thing that Arizona doesn't need to do, though, is resort to isolation basketball because their offense isn't flowing as well. They need to stay together. They need to space. They need to play with pace, and they don't need to just resort to ISO ball because Iowa State does a really good job defending one-on-one drives.
That's a good point. 3:30 remaining. Already the bonus for Arizona. An offensive foul called on the Cyclones. The drive, and Welch was pushed way outside, and so it'll come back to Iowa State. Cyclones trying for back-to-back wins here at home after the win against Cincinnati on Wednesday. Trying to work it inside to Williams instead. The takeaway. Francois was there.
Arizona needs to move on the perimeter. They need to stay spaced and move. Would help create less turnovers for them.
Mothering defense, the takeaway. They kick it up, and once again, Iowa State makes them pay behind the arc.
Ariana Jackson does a great job running the floor, staying wide in transition, getting her feet set, and knocking down that three.
In another bucket. She has 9 points. 5 away from her 450th in her career. That baseline jumper not there for Ladwig.
Just notice the size difference right now for the Cyclones and some of the tallest players for Iowa State not even in there. Arizona, a smaller team. They're going to have to dig deep here defensively.
Yeah, definitely some tough matchups. And when you're a smaller team, you've got to try to push the pace and do some other things, and they've tried to, but Cyclones have handled it pretty well. Their defense has gotten back for the most part. Foul on Kitchen, her first. It's going to put Elisa Williams to the line, the redshirt junior from Denton, Texas. Redshirted back in 2024, transferred to Iowa State from LSU, and has really started to become more consistent, kind of finding more comfortability this year with the Cyclones.
Absolutely. And Elisa Williams, what I mentioned earlier is consistency. And Coach telling us, too, you're going to get 3 free throw attempts out of her as well, because she's going to post up hard, she's going to initiate the contact, and she's going to get to the line.
This is the free throw there, though. The 12-2 run for Iowa State. 2 minutes left, first half. Well, just lead of the game, now by 20. Oh, and a miscue, trying to go inside the takeaway.
And there, Arizona was doing a really good job running multiple different actions. As Iowa State was taking away their first and second action, Arizona kept playing through it, but Iowa State's defense, that matchup 2-3 zone, giving a lot of problems to the Wildcats in this one.
Yeah, I was trying to push pace, but the jump ball, that was Reese Beatty getting her hands around it. She and Welch, and so it's going to go back to the Cyclones. Beatty, one of 2 freshmen for Iowa State, was potentially going to get a start in this one if Jada Williams had not been able to get started. Number 2 player in the state of Tennessee. That's where you have played your ball at Belmont. And
I'm hearing there's not great weather down in Tennessee right now. I hope Reese Beatty's family is safe, staying warm from all the snow that we're getting there in Tennessee.
Kitchen, and it's going to put to the free throw line.
Coach Burke telling us that she's just really challenged Cameron Kitchen to be a better player defensively. She wants the intensity and the effort there. She said she's really been challenging Cameron since June to be a more aggressive defender, stressing not to foul, saying we need you on the court because offensively, you're such an explosive player and an elite scorer. Defensively, though, she's trying to bring her along more.
Yeah, a little too aggressive on that one, though. Put Polk to the free throw line. And I think they're going to get her for a reach in there. Iowa State fans not in agreement. Instead, it's going to go against Jackson. A little body bump there. Good hustle, though, from Polk. And Arizona in the bonus will go to the line. T. Welch to the stripe. The transfer from Memphis. She's one of those teammates that really pumps her team up.
She's a player that, yeah, you mentioned it, her teammates love to play for her. She's selfless. She's a player that leads by example. She's not necessarily a vocal leader for Arizona, but she's going to get her players, her teammates in the right spot by just leading by example.
And Indiana Miss Basketball and All-Star, was coached her entire career for the most part by her father, who unfortunately he passed away her senior year. So she brings a lot of strength and a lot of her game to the floor because of him.
And you can tell that passion from Welch as well. And just such a sad story about losing her dad to cancer, but she's used it to motivate her. She hasn't given up on the game. It's ignited her in ways, and she's been a great player in college so far.
We're good, and gets them both. Williams with 7 points. Under a minute left in this first half. And it's been all Iowa State. Had the double-digit lead heading into the second quarter, and they've extended it out even more. Drive by Ladwig, lofts it up. The outside jumper wasn't going. I like the attack and the idea, but just couldn't get it to fall.
You just got to continue to be aggressive if you're Arizona. If shots aren't falling, if your offense actions aren't working, if Iowa State defensively is taken away, just keep attacking with your eyes on the rim.
11-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Kick out to the outside, and it's Polk with a 3-ball. Her 4th made 3 of the season. Perfect timing.
She doesn't take them as much as you think that she would, but she can knock him down. I've watched Polk in practice and shoot around. She has a great 3.
Help defense, almost a takeaway. It's going to stay with 0.1 on the clock. And coming up at halftime at our Lincoln Financial Sports Desk, it's going to help you get to know Audie Crooks a little bit more. We got a nice feature on her, and we'll also have some halftime highlights and stats, much, much more. Lots to go over. Last 5:40 this quarter, Iowa State on a 26-4 run.
It's got 3 rebounds as well. Arizona needs to work through Subapon and see what they can do offensively with her as the catalyst.
Those highlights sponsored by Lincoln Financial. Where tomorrow, our priority. Third quarter is underway. Yet just when you think maybe you can try to stop the inside game or the outside game, it's the other that comes at you from the Cyclones. It's not been easy. Arizona trying to work it inside. Be nice if they could get Francois going a bit more. She was kind of quiet offensively in the first half.
We talk about that balanced attack for Iowa State. They're also doing a great job rebounding right now, out-rebounding Arizona 10-17, 17-10.
Cyclones have really controlled the pace as well. Shot no good. Extra effort though. Oh, and just missing. That was Polk getting her first start as an Iowa State Cyclone today. Oh, and all by herself, little miscue on the D, and Arizona takes advantage. Francois with the bucket.
And that all started off of a rebound from Arizona and then pushing the pace. Arizona wants to run, make or miss, and they like getting those rebounds, getting the ball open in the open court.
Arizona coming off the loss against Kansas as we have a whistle away from the ball. But they had a big run, a 12-0 run. Back inside Hilton Coliseum, the foul remains just a common foul, so an inbound for the Cyclones. You'll see underneath, Kitchen comes up to Audie Crooks there, catches her high in the shoulder, and they were just watching to make sure, I guess, nothing excessive, nothing to the head. Came to that conclusion. An opportunity for the Cyclones here. Quick passing. And trying for the ball fake, but foul away on the interior. Crooks not in agreement, but it's going to go against her. That's her third.
And that's what you don't want if you're Iowa State. You don't want Audie Crooks in foul trouble, as we see her exiting the game right now, headed to the bench.
You're Arizona, you are thrilled. As Elisa Williams is going to come in, and Crooks will take a seat.
Right now, if you're Arizona, you want to get Cornfield going. Let her initiate this offense. Set a lot of ball screens for her. Run multiple different actions. Have her coming off the elbow because Cornfield loves that mid-range jump shot.
Capon catching a lot of contact. You're right, and Cornfield picking up that third personal in the first half. She had to sit and watch, and finally a bucket goes. Molly Ladwig with the hoop, the freshman out of Omaha, Nebraska.
And Ladwig, she knows how to score. We mentioned the versatility that this Arizona team has. They have 12, now today is 12 different starting lineups, and we see Ladwig in the starting lineup in this one.
Yeah, and you talk about trying to build chemistry and get a flow and a rhythm. It's difficult when you are having to mix up the lineup so often. Foul goes against Ladwig there, though, her second.
Good defense from Arizona. Ladwig trying to get set, using her body, trying to draw that charge. Ultimately, it was a block.
Williams gives it back to Jada Williams. Jada with 15 points. Needing just 22 for her 1,000th in her career coming into this one. Shot clock is down to 3. The defense has picked up and then a takeaway, and this is what Arizona wants, an opportunity, but too much on the pass from Francois.
Arizona doing a good job defensively, and the reason they were able to take Iowa State down to the shot clock right there was because all 5 players were locked in defensively. They were moving on a rope. The shifts, the rotations were really smart, but that is because Audie Crooks is on the bench. So the spacing for the Cyclones completely effective when they don't have Crooks in the paint to worry about.
Yeah, great point. Changes everything. Hand off to Williams, off the back of the iron. Bodies collide on the interior. It's knocked out of play. They'll say it's going to go the other direction. And this crowd not in agreement. did not hit it out of bounds, and off the inbound play, an and one opportunity. So a big plus. That was worth the appeal there, Madison.
Inbound offenses is what Bill Finley is known to do so well. He draws up great plays. You see it right here. Kinsey Hare coming off a double screen, and then Polk getting the ball. Great inbound pass as well from Jada Williams, and Polk just finishing at the rim.
Start for her, gets the three-point play. She has 7 points. The transfer from Wofford this year. She was the SoCon Player of the Year and the Defensive Player of the Year, and has now come in to play in the Big 12 Conference. There's the shot from Sugapong, just a little short. And Jada Williams will try to push. Here gets it knocked away.
Here in the third quarter, Iowa State's going to need to do a better job taking care of the basketball because they already have 2 turnovers here in the third quarter. Last game against Cincinnati, the Cyclones did a great job taking care of the basketball. They only had 10 turnovers, but in the previous games, 17, 17, and 25. So ball security is huge for the Cyclones to be able to get out and play the way that they want to play.
Well, and it really hurt them with the foul trouble in the first half, not having Cornfield out there, as a foul called against the Cyclones down low. That's against Hare, her third. And the second team foul.
And right now you can tell that the Wildcats' game plan with Audie Crooks on the bench is to attack the paint. Try and get to the rim and just go coast to coast, dribble drives, relocate on the perimeter, but they're trying to draw fouls and generate some offense by just attacking the rim.
First free throw off the mark for Ludwig. Sydney Harris is going to check back in. Ludwig gets the second. 7 points for Ludwig. She's yet to hit a three. Shooter as Cyclones trying to work it down low. Instead, the turnover was sent the other way. And you were just talking about the turnover numbers. 12 turnovers for Arizona, 11 for Iowa State. But Iowa State's done more with those turnovers. They've gotten several threes off of them.
Iowa State, those turnover numbers have increased a lot with Addie Brown, their primary ball handler and facilitator on the bench. Teams are pressing them. A lot of the game, majority of the game, full court. And because of that, the turnover numbers are going up.
Looks like Arizona's attacking the interior a bit more and now trying to get to the line. Foul's going to go against Polk, her second, as Francois is going to go to the stripe.
And it's a great coaching adjustment. While Audie Crooks is on the bench and you don't have that body in the paint protecting the rim, attack. Try and get these other players for Iowa State in foul trouble because Audie Crooks already in somewhat of foul trouble. So keep attacking. Make Iowa State go to their bench and utilize some of their different players, and Arizona just doing a really good job. And also too, when you attack, you have to relocate, and the guards for Arizona right now doing a good job relocating. They just have to find each other. We talk about the assist. Arizona right now only has 3 assists on the game.
Yeah. And that's something that they definitely take pride in. They're averaging 16 assists per game on the year, and they have struggled in this one.
Again, just notice the spacing. I keep going back to just the effect Audie Crooks has. The good dump right there by Reese Beatty, just sticking with the play and attacking. But again, the spacing for Iowa State, it's got to be better down the stretch of the second half if Audie Crooks is going to spend more time on the bench.
Yeah, they needed that because the start of this quarter, it's been a struggle with 4 fouls. They had only had the 3 points before that, and then the 3 turnovers. Those aren't the numbers you want to continue to accumulate as the air ball is going to send it to the Cyclones.
Iowa State doing a good job just sticking with it. Reese Beatty just attacking and then finding her open teammate and Elisa Williams down on the block. Williams a great finisher down there on the block.
Help defense sagging in on Elisa Williams, and a foul call against the Wildcats. It's going to be Sudapong, her second, and the team's 4th. A big plus if Iowa State could get into the bonus this early. He's accumulating. And there's another one. And that is tough to take if you're Arizona.
And it does feel like there's a lot more fouls being called early in the second half than it was earlier in the game. Both teams just trying to increase their physicality. We heard Becky Burke tell her team that in the huddle early on of how physical Iowa State is playing. Arizona trying to match that, and they're doing a good job of it in the second half.
Brooks has gotten a nice breather for a bit as she had picked up her third personal. A big plus to have enough depth right now, even though they don't have Brown back. They do have AJ Ariana Jackson. Her first game back was the last one there. Win against Cincinnati. She missed 3 games. She was dealing with a knee injury, but really good to have her back.
Ariana Jackson, what she does for Iowa State is she does a good job just stretching the floor. She's the primary stretcher in the offense. Bill Finley telling me that whenever I covered the Oklahoma State game. She just brings a sense of calm, not only on the offensive end, but on the defensive end as well. So the Cyclones love having Jackson back on the floor.
You can see that Cornfield gets a bucket at the other end. She has 6 points. And a mismatch inside if Iowa State can take advantage of it. They work it in low to Williams. Elisa Williams gets fouled, and she's going to go to the stripe. So that's the 5th or 6th team foul on the Wildcats. 3rd on Francois.
And if I'm the Cyclones, I'm going to keep working it in to Williams. Arizona getting lost on those backside rotations, and even the one-on-one defense on Williams right now. Arizona struggling. So Williams is getting whatever she wants on the block.
A bonus the rest of the way this quarter with 4:51 left for Iowa State. Blitzing Addie Banjo checks in. They call her Addie. And off the mark for Williams, who's been an incredible free throw shooter this season, shooting 90%, but misses that.
She's a really consistent player, but the best thing about Williams, when she's consistent and she's in a flow in the offense, it just takes pressure off of Audie Crooks. They don't just have to utilize Crooks in the paint. They have another backup post player like Williams that can score at a really high level.
Willed that last one in, 1 for 2. She has 10 points. But a foul going against Addie Banjo. That's her first. Reese Beatty will bring it up, the freshman backup point guard. Arizona now with 5 players with 3 fouls or more. Magott has 4 personals. That's exactly what happened to him against Kansas the last game. Beatty able to keep that one in play. Muscles her way in the paint and was not able to hang on with the pivot foot, so the travel.
Once again, the spacing just a little stalled there. Now you see Jada Williams coming back in the game, trying to create more spacing within this offense. But that whole possession, I was watching Iowa State forward Elisa Williams just go to work in the paint, trying to get the ball, demanding the ball. She's posting up really, really hard right now, and she's been an X factor early in the second half for Iowa State.
Differential 32-10. Iowa State. High archer swish, and finally Ladwig gets her first 3 ball. Got her legs under it completely.
She's a good 3-point shooter as well. When Ladwig gets going, when she's set and when she's in rhythm, she's a really good catch and shoot 3-point shooter.
Seven left, third quarter. See Audie Crooks. You know, while she's just sitting, you gotta stay warmed up and
Gotta
loose.
keep it moving.
Yep. She's sitting a while, picking up the 3rd personal. So might as well keep the blood flowing. Go back in this one. We'll see if Bill Finley does so. There's collision on the interior for Arizona and not able to hang on to it. Williams on the reverse, gets it to go. Nothing Magott could do with 4 personals.
Williams playing really strong on the block right now, but second chance opportunities. Iowa State does a really good job on that. Good job, Arizona, attacking, trying to get transition points going, but Iowa State, second chance opportunity, really big right now. You see the difference right there, 7-0 compared to Arizona.
Oh, in rhythm and saying boom with Sydney Harris. A big 3 there. I like the emotion of that senior. Oh, Cornfield, another mid-range jumper. That's exactly what Coach Burke wanted to see from her today.
Yeah, Coach Burke telling us that Cornfield's specialty is that mid-range jumper. She's almost lights out from 12 to 15 feet.
Oh, movement without the basketball, and Williams with the finish.
Great action right there. Jada Williams, you mentioned it, does a great job playing with the ball in her hands or playing off the ball.
Just back and forth, both teams finding some offense. Kitchen with the bucket. She's got 4 points. Bill trying to stay with Jada Williams. And the curl and going for the three. Sydney Harris gets fouled. 5th personal on Ladwig.
Cyclones hard to defend because they run multiple different actions. You see it inside out game right there, creating a wide open three that she just knocks down. And then Cornfield answers in that mid-range jump shot, her specialty. And Jada Williams working right now, playing off the ball, a strong cut to the basket and finishing at the rim.
So they'll say that Harris was behind the arc. So 3 free throws. That was the 4th personal on Ladwig. She got both four personals apiece, as the first one's good. Sydney Harris. 7 starts last year in 34 games. Double figures 11 times. The all-time leader in three-point percentage. Coming into this one, 36%.
And this has to feel good if you're Sydney Harris, getting 10 points now. Last game, you just played 5 minutes, didn't score in that game. She's in a rhythm right now, and Iowa State utilizing her and going to her.
Yeah, she needed a game like this. Crooks is back in with just a little over 2 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Kitchen stopped by Williams.
Once again, the Cyclones matchup 2-3 zone, giving Arizona a lot of problems. They're not able to get it into the middle of the paint, but there they go. If you keep attacking and trying to slice up this zone, shifting the zone, Arizona's going to have more success.
Grad transfer from Buffalo, Lonnie Cornfield with another, and they'll say Crooks on the interior traveled.
Crooks has been getting caught for travels more often in her last few games against Oklahoma State. She had 3 travel calls on her as well. You just see that extra hop right there.
Yeah. 5th turnover of just this quarter for Iowa State. Uncharacteristic, but you got to give some credit to Arizona, and a nice hesitation from Francois. Gets the open layup.
Arizona just doing a much better job moving off the ball. That's how you're going to break down Iowa State's zone defense.
Got 5 points. Arizona winning this quarter so far, 21-17. Very similar to what they did against Kansas in their last game. Foul on Kitchen is her 4th.
And Kitchen just coming over to double Crooks. Once again, it's just that presence that Crooks brings in the paint. All 5 defenders for Arizona are just honed in. They know where Crooks is at all times.
Real good. 13 points. First free throw attempts for Audie in this one. It's them both.
And that is kind of surprising because Audie Crooks right now getting to the free throw line around 7-8 times per game, most in her career. She's been more aggressive on the block and been drawing more fouls than we've seen her do in her previous 2 seasons.
Yeah, she's 6 of 7 shooting. It's been pretty clean. She hasn't had those and one opportunities, but she's been able to score, and I think Arizona just not blatantly trying to foul her. Marker off the back of the rim. Another chance for the Wildcats. We're a minute left, 3rd quarter. Choke off from Coach Burke. High screen for Cornfield. Help D, scooping it up. And trying on the weak side, put back. Francois, though, couldn't keep her footing.
Jada Williams with great defense on Cornfield there.
Help deep. Francois getting back defensively with the stop, and now a fast break opportunity. Defense to offense for the Wildcats.
And that's what Arizona wants to do. So much of their offense thrives in transition. If they can get more stops, get out and run, they're going to have more success against Iowa State. The second the game slows down, which is the way Iowa State wants to play, they like that half-court offense more. That's not Arizona's specialty.
Right about that. This clock winding down, so there's this third quarter. Oh, and good patience right there. Reese Beatty with a 3-ball.
With 17 points, but when we talk about points in the paint and the way Iowa State has demanded the paint, 36-18 outscoring Arizona in the paint right now.
And starting the fourth quarter, Crooks tries to turn around for a layup and instead picks up her fourth personal. Oh, yeah, Francois was right there. Boy, really didn't give her much room, though. Big Crooks was saying the same thing.
Yeah, Crooks didn't really have the space that she's allowed to have there, but that's not what you want if you're Iowa State. Put Naughty Crooks on the bench to start the fourth quarter.
Big plus for the Wildcats, and an excellent job by Francois as she hangs on to the pass from Kitchen. And work it again inside. Gets it out to Sugapong. The shot just short. Those are shots that were going for her in the first half.
And Arizona's getting good looks, especially out on the perimeter. They're open threes. They're contested threes in ways, but they're established and just not able to knock them down.
Lisa Williams battling with Francois. This time the foul goes against Nora Francois. That's her fourth. Four players with four personals for the Wildcats. Just one for Iowa State, but it's Audie Crooks with the four. Francois going to stay on. Iowa State's saying, let's go back at her. Williams, the hustle from Beatty to keep it alive. That one just short for Harris. Arizona trying to push before the defense gets set. Oh yeah, Cornfield with the finish.
Cornfield doing a great job just pushing in transition. She's such a shifty guard with the ball in her hand. She's hard to defend because she can take you coast to coast like we just saw.
16 points for Cornfield coming off of the double-double, 12 points, 10 assists in that tough loss to Kansas. Great call by Jada Williams. Crossover dribble, just enough space for Williams.
That's just hard to defend. Jada Williams' mid-range game is so good, and it's the best she's been all of her career this season as well. I was watching her at practice recently. She was lights out from that mid-range jump shot. Good job by Arizona just trying to initiate more offense, getting their three-ball going. Cameron Kitchen, a great three-point shooter. If they could get her going, it would help offensively.
Sure would. 7 points for Kitchen. And perfect from the floor, 3 of 3. Again, no Addie Brown. She's taking notes on the sideline, though. She's not losing anything out of being there. She's gaining a different perspective sitting on the sideline. They're missing her at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, Addie Brown has that notebook because she wants to be a coach. And I don't think Addie's going to be a coach anytime soon. I think she's going to have a really long career for however long she wants it. She's a great player, but I talked to her Sunday in Stillwater. And when you're injured, obviously it's not ideal, but you can see the game in a different light. And what you learn when you're on the bench, when you're sidelined and you can't help your team, well, you can use that to help your team once you get back on the court. And that's exactly what Addie said she's doing. Why she's writing down in that notebook is when she's able to come back, whenever that may be, she'll be ready to help her team.
6'2" junior, had 15 starts on the season and out with the lower body injuries. And she's missed now 6 games in a row. Whistle going to go against Arizona, and that's going to be the 5th foul on Ladwig, so she's going to have to come out.
And right now, Arizona's going to have to dig deep with their bench, and they're getting outscored with their bench. They don't have as much depth when it comes to scoring off the bench as Iowa State. Iowa State's bench outscoring Arizona 27-9 right now.
Williams, Fader, won't go. A lot comes back in for the Wildcats, 8 in blue.
Third best in the Big 12. The depth within the conference right now is huge. We talk about Arizona. Their one Big 12 win was to BYU. Well, BYU just upset Texas Tech, who's top 3 in the Big 12.
Yeah, it was Arizona State that had a long win streak going, but they've gotten some losses as well. That's the next opponent for Arizona. It'll be at ASU. Always a fun in-state rivalry, but not going to be an easy one either. But for Iowa State, they have to hit the road coming up, and they'll have a game next Wednesday against ranked Texas Tech.
And that's a tough game with the way Texas Tech is playing right now. Also, multiple bracketologies, the latest ones, have 7 to 9 Big 12 teams in the Big Dance. So, and some even have Kansas State as the last 4 out. So, really impressive. The parity across the Big 12 right now, and I feel like each year it's progressed. We talked about this a lot down the stretch of last season, but it did feel like it was TCU or Baylor's ball game when we're talking about last season. Now it doesn't feel like that. It feels like really anyone can win this league.
Yeah, that's a good plus for all the teams, right? That's there to be a chance. Free throw's good. Foul on Hare. Her fourth. On both sides now. And some physical contact in the high post. They're going to call it against Corrado for first. But there's no doubt Polk wasn't shying away either. Working into Crooks, who's back into the game. Back outside, ball fake from Jackson. It's a good move on her part. How about another 3 for her?
A sloppy closeout there from Arizona. Ariana Jackson doing a good job with that pump fake. Getting Arizona shifted, and they're just knocking down a 3.
Takeaway by Crooks at the other end. Jackson, 4 of 8 behind the arc with 13 points. Crooks. With Jada Williams. Not able to hang on, though. That's getting back to the Cyclones. Oh, nice up and under from Francois, but not able to finish. And Crooks knows 4 personals. Nothing she could do.
She said, I'm not fouling on this one. Arizona, once again, still getting good looks. Good double right there from Kitchen, but it's just tough to defend with Crooks because when she gets the ball, when she gets a lob up in the post, she keeps the ball high. She doesn't bring it down. If she brought it down, Kitchen would have been right there on the double.
Well, you're right about that. Cornfield wanted a body bump in an and 1, but she'll take the hoop. She adds to her totals now with 19. 5:15 remaining in the game. Iowa State looking for win number 4 in conference play. And Arizona a major surge if they're going to get back in this one to get win number 2. And now trying to save it. Instead, Arizona comes up with it. A couple of players down at the other end. Wildcats continue to push, but the defense with a takeaway.
And Iowa State had numbers there. Wasn't much that Arizona could have done in transition.
Tomorrow on Fox with a trip to Super Bowl 60 on the line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams take on Sam Darnold and the top-seeded Seahawks. The NFC Championship presented by Intuit TurboTax tomorrow at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, only on Fox.
It's going to be a fun game.
It's going to be so fun.
I'm not sure anyone's going to beat the Seahawks, but I would like to see Matthew Stafford do it.
Yeah,
he's having a phenomenal season.
In their last game.
Yeah. Best time of the year, though.
It sure is. First free throw for Jackson is good. Back and forth we've been going. A foul called on Sugapong, and Sugapong now with 4.
The thing about this Iowa State zone defense, again, is you see Audie Crooks doesn't have to move out of the paint. If they were in man-to-man, Arizona could do more offensively with their ball screens to try and bring Crooks off and read how she's guarding the pick and roll. They can't do that because they're in this zone defense.
Yeah, great point. It definitely is. But they are a difficult team to match up with when you don't have the kind of depth that they do. Oh. And holding her ground, Williams draws the charge. That's the 5th on Cameron Kitchen.
But good job by Cameron Kitchen just being aggressive and attacking. She couldn't slow that down or pull that out. She needed to run in transition and try and get some contact there. But it was Williams who was set and took the charge.
Kitchen can't believe it. She's not in agreement. Still maybe backpedaling a little bit, but got herself squared up. I don't know. She might have a case.
Yeah, she might have gotten away with that one now that we watch that replay. But hey, great effort from Williams. We're talking about it. She's not 100%. She was at a shoot around this morning because she was feeling sick, but she still sprinted back.
And Crooks got popped in the face, and she is down and in some pain. Alan Magat, her 5th, and Crooks checking her nose and her mouth, making sure no blood.
Luckily, we're not seeing any blood on the court or on her, but that did not look comfortable.
Fifth on Magat.
These two post players just battling on the block.
The right arm as she came through.
She went for the rebound. Oh, that hurts.
She does.
See a better look right there.
Yep. And just barely got her, but the hands were up in the elbow. Just wrong place, wrong time.
It's a little swollen already.
Yeah, you can see, caught her in the lip.
But this is what Audie Crooks has to deal with, or gets to deal with, I should say, throughout the entire game. She is just constantly in a battle on the block.
1 for 2 from the line for Crooks, but the long rebound, another chance for the Cyclones. It's a tough stretch. It's been a tough stretch. That's the 5th personal on Francois. So she'll take a seat. 4 players now sitting and watching for the Wildcats.
4 players fouling out. I mean, that's just not what you want to see if you're Arizona, but you do have to, on the positive side of it, you have to give credit to the Wildcats for being aggressive.
Yes.
Defensively, they knew they had to be physical in this game, especially in the second half when they wanted to make these defensive adjustments. But to have 4 players go to the bench, whenever you take a look at their bench, they don't have a single player that averages more than 4 points off the bench. So you have a big scoring drop whenever you have to utilize your bench if you're Arizona.
1 for 2 from the line for Reagan Wilson, who's checked in, sophomore out of Noblesville, Indiana. Crooks takes a seat. She has 17 points. Her low this year was 18 against Marquette.
You asked Becky Burke, Arizona's head coach at shoot-around, just if she had more time with the roster and putting pieces together, what they would look like. And she said, yeah, we're limited right now, but we're showing the bones. We want to guard. We want to play quickly. We want to force turnovers. We want to play off multiple actions offensively. She gave a lot of credit to her players and the way that they have bought into her, saying it's not easy when you transfer, when you're playing with multiple different players, and then you're playing with a new head coach, a whole new staff, but they've bought into the system that she's trying to establish early in Arizona.
Yeah, and you gotta, that says a lot about the character and the type of players that she was able to bring in. I mean, she had to dig deep into the transfer portal. 3 freshmen as well, and that's the 5th personal on Cornfield. Cornfield played for her at Buffalo. She was also a national junior college national champion when she played back at Northwest Florida, but taking the WNIT championship last season and came over to play for Becky Burke.
You also have to remember, Becky Burke knows how to win at an elite level. She played at Louisville.
Yep, sure did.
And she played in the national championship. She knows what it takes to win at an elite level.
Yep, runner-up, part of the 2009 team. Iowa State now eliminating multiple players because of fouls. They got their largest lead up 27. Not giving up on it was Welch. Welch was really active in the first half, kind of quiet this second half.
She's been out since January 6th. You really don't want to lose another.
7 points, 5 boards. Aggressive getting to the line, 5 of her 7 for the strike. And we certainly hope it's something minor.
See her just crashing hard, getting the rebound.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like she just
right on the foot there, yeah. Lily Talley. Unfortunate. Burke continues to go deeper into her bench. And they only have 4 players on the floor. Denia Trammell, the 6'1" freshman, 33 in blue, and now 4-player zone. Shot no good for Wilson.
Again, I think, Arizona playing with 4 players right now. Obviously, worst case scenario to not be able to put 5 players on the court, but it does speak to the fight that this team plays with. Whoever's on the court, Becky Burke telling us they're bought in, they believe they can win, and they're going to play hard regardless. And we're still seeing that with just 4 players on the court.
Not right. Kick out to Harris. She's done some damage out there, but this one won't go. Murata will bring it up. Freshman out of Barcelona, Spain. And the 3 ball is good. Sukapong adds to her totals. 13 points in her second 3 of the game.
Sukapong just playing with a lot of confidence right now. I mentioned it. She's a 3-level scorer, but that 3 ball has been working really well for her in her last 4 or 5 games.
Minute and a half remaining. It looks as though the Cyclones are going to move to 16-5 overall, 4-5 in Big 12 play. And for Bill Finley, he's going to get his 650th win as the head coach here for the Cyclones.
Not bad.
Not bad. He's been around for 31 seasons here at Iowa State, 7 at Toledo prior to that.
You got to give a lot of credit to this crowd.
Yeah.
It's freezing outside,
it's chilly.
and they are here.
It is a little chilly out, yep.
What better place to be when it's -2 degrees outside than a warm arena?
It did get above the negative temperatures, though.
It did. It didn't feel like it. Definitely did not feel like it for this Southern girl. But Cyclones fans, they're fun. Every game I've done here, I've really enjoyed the crowd.
Eddie Banjo at the bucket, and now the rebound. Under a minute left. And that one won't go. Tough break for Sukapong. She's frustrated with herself on that one.
But if you're the Cyclones, you really needed a dominant win like this. I mentioned it off the top that they had lost 5 games in a row, and then they went back and they beat Cincinnati, a team that started that losing streak for them. And then now to come out and get a dominant win over a really feisty Arizona team. Arizona just needs things to fall their way, and they're going to upset some teams if they can stay healthy. So a big win for the Cyclones. You got to feel good if you're this ball club.
I'm with you on that. I completely agree. Big 3 from Harris. She was solid off the bench. 3 of 5 behind the arc. She's got 14 points. And that went up and off the backboard, and that's going to do it. The Cyclones gave this crowd a lot to cheer about in this one. Bill Finley win number 650 here at Iowa State. Outside